Hello, Ryan here, and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday. This is a weekly show which covers all of the news from the week just past. Be sure to subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get on with it. This week, Star Citizen Live is with a member of the newly formed interactive props team creating camping gear. The Foundation Festival and Free Fly kicks off, plus Alpha 317.2 remains in Wave 1, but there is a new vehicle and treasure to be found. So before we get to it, just a quick update on Alpha 317.2. It is still with Wave 1 being the Evocati, Concierge and subscriber members, and it appears that it is remaining in Wave 1 while they further reduce the on-foot desync, as that seems to be the most regular fix or improvement each patch. So I do expect that once they get to the point that they are happy with the on-foot desync, they will then open the patch up to Wave 2, or even straight to open so everyone can get in, just to see how this affects things, but I think it will definitely be remaining in PTU until after the free fly. We are now seeing some quite interesting treasure items to find, like fragments of Hadesian artifacts, United Planet of Earth Unification War medals, and United Nation of Earth medals, and many more as well. Don't really know if there is any reason just beyond finding cool collectibles or providing treasure for players to search for. But if I were to guess, I would say the chances are they are going to be saleable for credits. And personally, I do love these kinds of things in games, finding small items to keep and display, especially old artifacts and treasure to kind of establish the lore. These wars happened in the past in the Star Citizen lore, with the transition to being the UPE and the UNE. So wars did happen, but it will be great to place these on shelves in our homes, our hangars, or our ships to remind us of times gone by and the fun that we've had, and also great talking points when friends pop round as well. But it could equally be that these pieces of treasure are to be found during the Squadron 42 campaign, kind of rewarding players who search more thoroughly, and potentially they were accidentally or intentionally left in the PTU. I do suspect we will hear more from CIG about these one day, but I just like what they encourage me to do, and that is just treasure hunting, going to these locations to see if I can find any and collect them. But so far with the 317.2 build on the PTU, I am having some pretty unique moments, like on a recent stream where I went to the derelict reclaimer, got attacked and managed to hide out in the dark in the forest, and I'm sure I would have been able to steal a ship, but the game crashed. So all this fun is currently being short-lived while crashes and screen freezes are a thing, but with all of this new content making its way in and many bugs getting fixed, and I'm sure they will be able to find a fix for this screen freeze, but I am just itching to start my Zero to Hero Season 2. Also, it appears the new Anvil Centurion is now available in 317.2. I believe it is for the Evocati only while it's in testing, but this is a short-range anti-aircraft vehicle which has one size 3 energy cannon on the front for the driver and 4 size 4 energy weapons mounted on the manned turret, I believe, at the back. So a great new addition that is definitely needed, and I cannot wait to try this out. Likely it will go on sale when 317.2 goes live. Anyway, we have a brand new week next week, so let us hope for a Wave 2, or even potentially just an open PTU for everyone to try out. But I do think a lot of you, if you're playing 317.1, will really appreciate 317.2. So also this week, July's subscriber flare is probably my favourite to date. They are these Clark's Defence Systems armour bobbleheads, which I have been waiting for since their funding stretch goal was unlocked in, I think it was November 2012, as cockpit decorations, which also, if you notice in the Argo SRV sneak peek in this week's email, we also have fluffy dice on the way. Also, as part of the $3.5 million stretch goal, if you are interested, the other potential decorations listed for this stretch goal include photographs, dinosaurs, nose art, posters, and many more. So yeah, since 2012, I've been looking forward to these bobbleheads, and we now finally have them. Anyway, there was also a new Mining Rocks post which talks about Shubin Interstellar's own medical insurance option called ShuGen, likely going to be available alongside the Eclipse Mutual insurance when medical insurance makes its way into the game. The roadmap was updated, of which I have covered in a separate video, some very cool new features making their way onto the progress tracker. A link to that video is in the description below. Both the Persistent Universe and Squadron 42 monthly reports are now available to read, which highlight much of the work done from all of the development teams. And both of these videos I have in the works already, looking to release those next week. So if you don't have time to read through them, or if you just like a little bit more insight and context or additional information, then do keep your eyes out for those videos. And finally this week, Star Citizen Live was a game dev episode in which we spent an hour with a member of the newly formed interactable prop team while they create a folding camping chair. Now, although with game dev episodes, they're not intended to be the most informative of Star Citizen Lives, more just to show the process of how certain teams go about their business. But this particular episode was pretty interesting, as the developer did talk somewhat about how their team is creating many props to be usable, interactable, and available for the players to use. It was also mentioned a while back that CIG are now converting many of the old props that are not physical and so can't be picked up or interacted with to be physical. Otherwise, it will be very confusing for players if some of these items can be used and picked up and some of them can't. So they did set about the monumental task of converting many of the props to be physicalized, which began years ago, really, in prep for the persistent entity streaming tech. Now, what is great about this team is how they are churning out prop after prop of items that the players can buy, find, steal, and just generally use or find around the place. Not necessarily mission specific, but probably going to be quite the money sink, especially as here he is creating a set for camping that the players could buy, throw in their ship, and fly off to a nice location to sleep under the stars. Now, I feel that the importance of this team should not be overlooked, as I, for one, am really excited to see what items over the years they can create that we can use. And like he says on Star Citizen Live, he thinks it would be cool to see players using things like folding chairs during the Daymar rally, sitting and spectating as the vehicles drive by. So quite an interesting episode. But next week's episode, Jared did say, will be with TOBII, going over 3.17, 3.17.1, and 3.17.2, and all the things that this patch holds. So that should be a very interesting Q&A, and I look forward to it. So this week, the Foundation Festival kicked off, which is a month-long civic program held to strengthen the community spirit by encouraging players to volunteer their help for new players. And this is using the guide system. With the more help you provide, the more rewards you can earn. Now, for more details on this, do check the link below. It is a nice idea, but I don't think the guide system gets that much use, so we will see how that goes. There is also a brand new free fly with a referral bonus, so if you've been planning to check out Star Citizen but have yet to take the plunge, this is a perfect opportunity to jump in and try it all out so that you can decide whether the current alpha is right for you or not. And from now until the 15th of July, Star Citizen is completely free to download and play, providing access to 6 very different ships for free. All you have to do is create an account and then follow the instructions to get the game downloaded. Do make sure though that you use a referral code, as this will grant you and the referrer a reward and a Drake Dragonfly each. So if you have a friend who has been pestering you to get in and play Star Citizen, do them a solid and ask them for their referral code. Or by all means use the code shown in the top left hand corner of the video, or simply follow the link in the description below and try it out for yourself. Now do bear in mind, this is an alpha and it is very limited in terms of content. It is buggy, the performance can be somewhat rotten, as it is all still work in progress. And as much as there is a lot of fun to be had in Star Citizen, even in the current patch, it can still be very frustrating when things don't go to plan. But how you follow Star Citizen is entirely up to you, and for comparison, there are backers who play the alpha day after day, and then there are backers, some of which who backed at the very beginning of the project in fact, who just don't play the alpha at all. They just follow along with Star Citizen's development and they're waiting for more content. So how you decide to play or to follow Star Citizen is entirely up to you. Personally, I enjoy both. I love reading the lore, I love following the development and covering the development here on YouTube and Twitch, but I also do thoroughly enjoy playing Star Citizen, as already, even in an alpha, I have had my most memorable gaming moments, which is just testament really to what CIG have already achieved and what is to come. Now, if you do jump in, do let me know what your thoughts are, but also I will say the build that you are playing during the free fly, which is the 317.1 build, compared to the build that is now going through testing for release after the free fly, so 317.2, is very different. So if you do purchase the game, better things are just around the corner. But as I say, do let me know what your experience is with Star Citizen. It is a big learning curve, but stick with it and it will be quite rewarding. So that brings us to the end of the show. If you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Also, I am able to do this thanks to my very generous patrons and channel members. If you appreciate what I do and would like to help make it even better from as little as $1 a month, all of the links are provided below.